This is an alternate dimension. What's this? Another 3 points? Jesus, goodness me. Anyway, first of all, I want to quickly shout before I forget their names, and apologies, I'm going to forget you. I think it was James and Kyle, the two lads that came up to Jacob to be interviewed for SFC Fan TV. They both said they were a fan, or at least one of them said they were a fan of my channel. Thanks very much to the two of you, top lads, so there's a shout out for you. And again, thank you to everyone who's subscribed to us. My sub count's gone up to something like 1.22 million subscribers, when about less than 10 days ago, whatever it was, at 1.14, which is amazing. But anyway, on to the game itself. Look, that was great. When I say this team is capable, that's what I'm talking about, because we pressed Lincoln into making mistakes. And fair, they did that to us. I mean, Pete will say himself, he was down at the Lincoln game down there, which was Jack Ross's last game, funnily enough, and I watched it by certain means, and Lincoln bullied us and pressed us off the park and forced us into making so many mistakes. Lincoln's first goal down at Lincoln came from pressing us in, and pressing John McLaughlin in particular into making a mistake. And I think at least 2 of the goals came from that. The second goal in particular epitomised Sunderland's pressing style today, where Lincoln were passing around the back, and Chris Maguire was pressing the goalkeeper, pressing the centre back, whoever it was, and the ball bounced up into the air, and Gooch scored a looping header over the goalkeeper. But that goal came from pressing. Now I understand, obviously, don't get me wrong, you're not going to press for 90 minutes. It's physically impossible. You can't have the energy levels across 90 minutes when you've given that much into the first 45. I'll credit Pete to that though again, because he's been the one who's been saying this, but he's right. You are going to have to constantly go at it. And in the second half, I did think we slackened a little bit, not intentionally, but we just ran out a little bit of energy, and I think Lincoln's goal came from that. But to be fair though, Lincoln of course were always going to give it more of a go, because they've beaten Ipswich, they've beaten Peterborough, they've given Oxford and I think it was Pompey or whoever it is, they've given them good games. They're not a bad side. So I think it was very important to not underestimate them today, even though I did say it before the game, and I still stood by it. These are the games we should be looking to win, really. But look, don't get me wrong. Lincoln gave it a go second half, as I knew they would. They were going to get a rocket up the backside at half time, but off Michael Appleton, there was no way they weren't. So look, it's definitely a good win, and I think that makes the Fleetwood point look a little bit more respectable now. Does it change my views on Parkinson still? No, I still don't think he's the right man for the job, but I'll tell you what, if this continues and we start to rise up the table, and quite to some extent rapidly up the table, and start to push for at least the playoffs, if not for the top 2. I know that I don't actually think we'll get top 2, by the way, but I mean, that's what you need for Parkinson to get me fully back on side, and we've still got to have a very good window. This doesn't change the picture, it doesn't change the bigger picture off the field. We still need to go out and have a really good window. Like, is it Eno Bankhair, for example, the guy who was on loan at Coventry last season, on loan at Wickham this season from Wolves, but has been recalled because he hasn't played that much. So those are the type of players that Sunderland should be going for. I'll love you, leave you there as always, guys. It's nice to talk about a win. It was certainly the first home win for 2 months. So hopefully this is the start of a good run. There's still a long way to go. I'm still sceptical on Parkinson, but we'll wait and see what happens in the future. See you later, lads, and have a good week.